Aussie Open versus the Best Friends for the IWGP Tag Team titles kicked off Rampage. And I, Simon Miller, are just going to tell you this. You should probably go and watch it. Also, hello, welcome to Ups and Downs for Rampage, the AEW show that airs on Fridays. And I know you just want to talk about CM Punk. Well, I'm just going to be that guy. You should know this if you watch my content. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's not going to happen. But I just want everybody involved to be healthy and happy and in a good state of mind. Because what is more important than that, my friends? The answer is nothing. And it's the same for you too. What I really liked about this tag match as well is that they couldn't have got more than 10 minutes, but my word, did they pack everything in here. I mean, Chuck Taylor hit a dive almost instantly because it is 2023 wrestling as Trent took out Kyle Fletcher with a dive, when all of a sudden Aussie Open had to regroup because they were like, man, we only just won these belts, we don't want to lose them. Everybody was on the outside though, so the champs did grab the challengers and threw them into the ring apron. Wait a minute, the ring apron? Hang on. Hey mum, yeah, it's your boy, Simon. Your son. Look, I know, one quick question for you. What's the hardest part to... Hurts every time. Mark Davis and Fletcher then did that mad thing where they grabbed their opponents, run round the ring and smashed them together when we got back in the squared circle and we just got into some such good tag team action. I mean, honestly, both these teams can fly. They also did that amazing vertical suplex they always do as Fletcher took Trent out with a cutter, and this massive brawl also broke out, and people were just being flung into Simba the Steel Steps. The Best Friends soon launched themselves back into this too when they realized they were alone, so they looked at each other and they did the big hug. And you know why they do it. Give the people what they want. The tire klaxon then went off as Carl hit a spinning tombstone and Davis hit a normal version. And this was just like two Pauls raging at each other. They were on parade. I mean, we were never going to have a title change here, which I suppose was the only disappointing bit, but who the hell cares when the action is this good? And eventually Aussie Open hit the Coriolis and they got the 1, 2, 3. And I really hope we can feature them more, because right now they are probably, well, not at their peak, but they're at their peak so far in their career. They're just having bangers with everyone, and that's what this was. Sorry, Taz. But then carried on this Mark Briscoe stuff afterwards, and man, do I like this. Because we were backstage with Sanjay Dutt's crew, and Mark was like, oh man, I don't want to be in this. Where Sanjay Dutt took him to one side and said, no, you do. Because look what we've come up with, this amazing t-shirt, and they had just put Mark Briscoe's face in the corner. And you should have seen the way Briscoe reacted to this. No one else could play this role so well. So it's just silly, but you can tell everyone is having fun, so the energy comes out of the TV, and I start to have fun too. Which is also the same when FTR came out after this, got on the microphone and said, hey, listen guys, we've just re-signed for 4 more years. I was like, ooh, da-lally great. They also said that when they are done, they're probably going to retire, so now it's time to become the best tag team ever. And when you think about it and you really break it down, they're probably already in the top 5. They're pretty damn special. They carried on segment fun because we were with the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy and Hook, where Matt told the firm, listen, I've come up with the stipulation match that the contract states we're allowed to have. It's gonna be the final deletion. So I was doing the dance of joy again. I love everything about Broken Woken Matt Hardy, and you can't tell me otherwise. We also got a video for Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow for the TNT title that's going down on Dynamite. And Powerhouse absolutely said, I'm going to destroy you like you destroyed my car. So when you take all of these segments and you take all of these skits and you put them in one nice little package, it is getting it up. Honestly enjoyed every single one. Which is when Mark Briscoe did indeed team with Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett. Perfect. So they were always going to win because they were taking on Jake Manning and Helico Luther and Serpentico. But was it Serpentico? Because you never know. And straight away, the bad guys tried to jump the good guys. And Briscoe was like, no, man, I just want to have a fair fight. Why do you have to be such dicks? Jarrett especially was being a mega asshole, so Mark was getting mad at him. The best bit was, eventually Briscoe did win with the froggy bow, but he was devastated. They were all celebrating. He was like, well, no, I can't. It's a tainted victory. It's like when I talk to my parents, never going to go the right way. So he just stormed off. I don't know who came up with this, but we have to keep doing it because it just plays to their strengths so damn well. And it's also why I like Rampage. Everyone's always moaning about it. They're always doing goofy stuff like this. I genuinely walk away after 60 minutes going, that was just a good old hour of TV. Getting it up. Then got an awesome video reminding us how vicious the Blackpool Combat Club and Elite feud has been, and how bad it's going to get, when it was Emi Sakura versus Taya Valkyrie. Well, I thought this was a smart match to push on because it wasn't just another squash, and not only did it underline how good Emi Sakura is, but it's finally started to tell you, oh yeah, Taya Valkyrie is good as well, because while she has shown glimpses, not only is she just a natural talent, but she's got a bunch of experience. Can go. Valkyrie also smashed her with a big old knee and went to the road to Valhalla, but Sakura had to break that when all of a sudden, out came Jade Cargill and Layla Gray. And as I've told you 1,000 times, wrestlers cannot handle that. They're like, oh, what's going on? Which is when Emmy was like, fine, and she started to go into Chop Town. She also threw Taya into Simba the Steel Steps because she knew what she was doing here. But after they basically waylaid each other for a little bit, I think Valkyrie was like, oh wait, I do want to win the TBS title. I better finish this person off. So she hit a Blue Thunder Bomb, she hit a spear, and then she nailed her with the Road to Valhalla. And she got the 1, 2, 3. Of course, Cargill and Layla got right in there, but Gray actually got hit with the Road to Valhalla. And just when Taya was about to do it to Jade too, Gray must have taken a Phoenix down or something, because she was right back on her feet, and all of this ended with Cargill grabbing Valkyrie and giving her a Jaded of her own. So it was about time we did get into this, and actually in the battle of the finishing moves, Jade is winning at the moment, because again, Gray recovered so damn quickly. Now, I do think we need to pull the trigger on this match soon, because I don't know how long you can keep doing this, but when it comes to a feud, especially with the TBS title, I actually think this one is quicking. I'm very, very much enjoying it. Jose the Insistent then confirmed that we are next week going to get Vikingo versus Dralistico for the AAA Mega title, so that is going to be absolutely wild when we got the best segment that has ever aired in the history of anything. Because out came Matt Menard, Angelo Parker and Jake Hagar, and they decided they were going to do a rap. And it was so bad, and it was so terrible, again, look into my eyes, it was so amazing, I need it in my life. I mean, it started with Matt Menard going rapping, it's well easy, before Daddy Magic started to talk about his really hard nipples. We also shouted out sports entertainers, this was so damn entertaining. Especially when Hagar got on the microphone and just started rapping about his hat. I mean, he really likes it. Of course, it was just one big diss at the Acclaim, so out they came with Daddy Ass. And after they had cleared the ring, they got Mr. Magic, they took off his top, they produced some scissors, obviously, and do you know what they were gonna do? They were gonna cut off his nipples. I'm not joking. Now, thankfully, Parker and Hagar made the save, but do not forget the good guys were about to cut off somebody's nipples when we found out that on Dynamite we are gonna do the big 6-man tag. So I'm just going to give this a round of applause. The rap was great, it genuinely made me laugh. And when Max Caster and Anthony Bowens told us what they wanted to do, I was just on the floor. This ties back into what I just said about Rampage. Never get rid of this show. I don't care what people don't like. I don't care if you don't like it. I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I'm giving it up. Which is when we got some nice times. Because not only was Jungle Boy in a main event, which is really important right now, as he does head for the World Championship, he was facing a returning Shawn Spears. Mark Henry also teased this was going down, because of course Shawn and MJF used to be friends. When Spears was like, nah man, I don't talk to that guy anymore. I am back for one reason and one reason alone. I want to be a champion. It also feels like we are teasing that Shawn is going to go back to that 10 stuff, which does make sense because people used to enjoy it, when these two just had a really good TV match. We also saw Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin watching from the back, because of course they're scouting here, and I'm sure Maxwell was doing it too. I mean, let's face it, he definitely wasn't. Spears also went to superplex Jungle Boy at one point, but he turned that into a crossbody, and when Shawn got back to his feet, Jungle had a combo of his own, he went super kick. In a panic, Spears knocked into the outside too, but that didn't work because Jack Perry just booted him right in the head. When Spears was like, alright, well if you're gonna keep doing this to me, I'm gonna DDT you onto your wonderful hair. Which he did. He was then going to finish it off with the C4, but the boy was able to reverse it into this cool flatliner thing when he hit the ropes. And when he sprang back at Shawn, he got tilt-a-whirl backbreakered. That always gets me because it always looks so horrible. Spears thought he knew how to capitalize on that too, because he went for the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. But Jungle was like, no. Do you know how many matches I've won with this? A lot, hence why I bring down the counter, and we put it up to 1, because he hit the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, out of the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, and he got the 3. Afterwards, Shawn Spears and Jungle Boy shook hands as well, and this made sense for so many reasons. It did feel like a big win, but also as we were told, oh hey, be it Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara or Darby Allin, they're all on winning streaks now, so maybe they should have a championship match, which they're gonna. So as Blink-182 once told us, it is the small things, and I am gonna give it an up. And I thought this was a great episode of Rampage. We took all the stories, they all made sense, they all took steps forward, and it made me laugh. Goofy Wrestling for Life, now live on Pro Wrestling Tees. I didn't say anything, but honestly, this is my favourite thing in the world. Rampage gets it up. Now, please do leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about last night's episode of Rampage. And I know you disagree, that's fine. We're human beings, we're allowed to do that. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Make sure you check out Ups and Downs for SmackDown, because that was a good show too. My name is Simon Miller. Thank you so much for joining me. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Wrestling is done for another 7 days before it kicks off again. And my word, there is gonna be a lot of news. Goodbye.